and die double blue. I might have been one of the last persons that talked to John before he passed away. He called to tell me that the team was going to be sold and they would no longer be involved. They decided to pull out as partners.
Did you get the sense that he was sad?
Oh, absolutely. He went along with the decision, but yeah, he was sad. I get on the plane that morning, I fly up to Vancouver, and it comes over on the radio that John Candy just passed away that morning down in Mexico doing his film. And I had to stop the car and pull over to the side of the road. I just couldn't believe it.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
John Candy was a bona fide movie star, comic movie star.
Where do you live?
In the city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Or a rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
He is an icon.
John, is work still fun for you? The work is, and I tell you, the business part of it wears thin for me now. That really does. The negotiations on all the people, and everybody's your friend, and it's your new best friend. I'm going through that part of my life, I think, right now. I'm sort of sitting back and reflecting on it back. What do I want to do now?
I was on the board of directors of Hollywood Park Racetrack. On the board was Harry Ernest. And we were talking one day, and he just said, no, you like Canadian sports. He said, I just bought into the Toronto Argonauts, the CFL. I said, oh, that's interesting.
John loved it more than anybody, and I think one of the reasons that Bruce McNall actually pursued the Toronto Argonauts is because John Candy so much wanted to be a part of it.
In February 1991, Bruce McNall, Wayne Gretzky, and John Candy purchased the Toronto Argonauts.
We bought the team for $5 million, and John and Wayne each took 10%. I realized one thing at the time, though, with John, and that is that, you know, this could get expensive. So I said, you know, maybe we should cap John. So we did. We capped him at $1 million, I think it was, so that he couldn't lose more than that no matter what happens.
Going into ownership with Bruce McNall and Wayne Gretzky was a perfect fit for John Candy. McNall was a successful and high-profile sports owner who, in dramatic star-studded fashion, had turned the Los Angeles Kings around and made hockey a hot attraction in Southern California. McNall saw similar turnaround potential in both the Argonauts and the CFL. But for John Candy, purchasing the Toronto Argonauts was about much more than business. It was personal.
When we first started Second City, we used to call John Johnny Toronto. You know, this kind of dude, right? Because he just kind of had his finger on everything. And that character kind of morphed into Johnny LaRue. John buying the Argos was that we told him, you're actually now turning into Johnny LaRue. You now own a football team.
It was just kind of like this, Argonaut tidal wave kind of hit our family. You just see there's excitement all around about it.
It got to the point where on my mom's birthday we had a Rose Bowl, so we would actually create our own football teams. We'd get jerseys made, and we had teams and we'd play together.
How great is it he becomes an owner of his hometown team? Just think about how great is that. So he just loved it.
John Candy was born in Newmarket, Ontario, but grew up in East York, a Toronto suburb. His father passing away when John was 5, Candy didn't gravitate to football until high school.
He played left tackle on the offensive line. He was a funny guy, but when it came to football, he was very serious about being good at what he did.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. From 1967, junior champs at Neil McNeil. That was his forte. That was his outlet.
Cookie Gilchrist, Dick Shadow, they were our football heroes for sure. John definitely had season tickets. That was a quasi-religion for him, going to Argo games.
He wanted a career in football. When he was in high school, he's like, okay, I'm going to be a football player.
He had a pretty serious knee injury that prevented him from playing further, and I think that he was saddened by that because I know he loved football very much.
I had started a talent agency, and we had opened an office right across from Eaton's College Street. And they had a cafeteria in the basement. And a couple of times I had bumped into this young man, and we just got along great. I asked him what he wanted to do. Did he want to be an actor? And he sort of said no, he wanted to be a football player. But he'd been injured. And it just so happened that that day we got delivered to us a commercial, and they were looking for young men to play in a football team. To his surprise, he got it. And I told him, here, you're playing a football player now. You can say you were a football player. And he said, yes, but one day I'm going to own the Argos. And I thought it was a joke. And he was serious. He said, no, I'm going to own the Argos.
An evening in front of the fire can be so relaxing, but dangerous creosote buildup can cause a chimney fire. Help protect your home with CSL, the Chimney Sweeping Log. It helps clean your chimney while it burns. Inside your chimney walls, there's a constant buildup of flammable tar and creosote. The active minerals in CSL will reduce those dangerous creosote deposits, making your next fire safer. It's so easy. Burn just once every 60 fires. CSL, the Chimney Sweeping Log. Available at Canadian Tire, Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Hardware.
This Christmas, your spare change can ring this bell.
Every donation you can give will help. Put a gift under the tree.
Feed the hungry.
Break the chains of addiction.
Bring companionship to the lonely.
Provide safety from abuse.
Offer shelter from the streets.
Restore hope and dignity. Ring those bells this Christmas. Help CTV make a difference and support the Salvation Army. Your change can change a life.
Are the spice bottles in your kitchen out of control? Do you end up searching in every cabinet and go through bottle after bottle just to find the one you want? What you need is Swivel Store, a space-saving organizer that conveniently keeps all your spices in less than 4 inches of space. Just slide and swivel, and the spice you need is right at your fingertips. Swivel Store turns any cluttered mess into an organized success. Its unique design slides forward, then swivels like a revolving door, holding up to 20 spices right where you can see them, and reach them with ease. Swivel Store fits all standard size spice bottles and containers, yet takes up no more space than this cereal box. No installation required. All you do is place Swivel Store in your cabinet, then just slide and swivel, and you've got 10 spices on this side and 10 spices on this side, so your spices are always easy to find, and you get more room in your cabinets. And Swivel Store is also great for organizing your pill bottles and medications too. Perfect for instantly organizing your craft and office supplies, and they clear up clutter in workshops and garages, and keep everything you need right at hand. So if your spice bottles are out of control and taking up too much cabinet space, call now and get your Swivel Store for only $19.95. It's the only organizer that slides, swivels, and stores up to 20 bottles, and gives you more room in your cabinet. But call right now and we'll double the offer and give you a second Swivel Store as a bonus. Just pay separate shipping. That's one for your spices and one for your pill bottle, your crafts, or your workshop. And you get both Swivel Store sliding organizers for only $19.95. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. This is a TV-only offer, so call or go online now.
To order your Swivel Store, please call 1-800-401-0982 or visit us online at www.swivelstore.ca.
On the next Amazing Race.
There are only 5 teams still racing, and we're very fortunate to be one of those 5.